Heather.
Hi, Dan.
How's things?
Things are, okay, they haven't been so great. And actually, that's the first thing I want to talk about, because we promised our listeners that we would be heading to Kulusari with our acclaimed author, and that's not going to be happening. We're actually going to be visiting Kulusari now in January, still with the acclaimed author. There's been some illness, so hopefully all the illness will be out of the way and we will be hitting Kulusari in January. What have you been up to?
Well, I did post a hint on our socials that I went on a bit of a gallery.
Yes. Posted a very nice gallery preview. Tell us all.
Well, that was just I think I posted 3 pictures on socials. I actually went to 6 galleries in a day. I got a burst of explorative energy. I initially started with the idea I'd go to as many galleries as I could walk to while heading back towards the station.
Good plan, yeah. All right.
Because I had lunch with a friend. So I started at Galleria G12, which is one of the 2 that are on the side of the Plague Park, on the Anankapel side of the Plague Park. There's an exhibition in there by Marit Björkman. It's a very bright, vibrant exhibition. It's worth a visit because, well, I'll tell you what's next door in a minute. And it runs until the 2nd of December, so there's still time for people to get there. That's one of the free galleries. And always, if you're wandering around Helsinki, as we've said before, there's loads of free galleries. That one's generally got something worth having a look at. And then right next door, or one door along, there is Galleria Brunda, which currently has Kai Stenvall, who, if people don't recognise the name, he's famous for the duck pictures, which nearly everybody has seen.
I actually have a duck picture here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's a print,
Okay.
but it's a duck picture. He was one of the first artists that I discovered when I came to Finland. Oh, his duck is always so expressive. Human, yeah. I like his work. I understand it's not for everyone, but I like it.
Well, this is a new series that he's painted, so nearly all the pictures are from this year. There's a couple from last year as well, but that only runs until the 30th. So there's not very long for people to get to that one. That's worth checking out if people are around that area. Try and get to see that because it's a nice gallery with lots of light and the pictures look fantastic. His use of colours in this, it's much more vibrant than a lot of them.
A lot of his, I mean, the one we have is quite, it's not dark, but the colours are dark, if that makes sense.
I think he's certainly in a lighter mood this year. There's a lot more, I don't want to say comedy to his pictures, but there's a lot more fun. I think some of the previous works have been quite provocative. Now he seems to be in I guess because the world's so little fun at the moment, the pictures have to be more so.
True.
So yes, that's Galleria Brunda, or Bronda, depending on how you look at it. Then round the corner, there's Gallery Forsblom, but that exhibition will have ended by the time this episode goes out. To be honest, I wasn't a big fan. That's all I'm going to say is the art was not to my liking in there. I'm sure there's lots of people who would love it, but I couldn't see where the throwing paint on a canvas ended and the art started.
Okay.
Next, I went to 3 bigger galleries. I started with Amos Rex, who have got a new exhibition of Leandro Ehrlich from Argentina. The tagline for the exhibition is, "What if a cloud stopped moving? What if an elevator led nowhere?" The best piece of artwork there is, and you've probably seen the advertisements for this, or the promo for this, is the front of a house. And it's mirrored, so it's actually flat on the floor. And people can lay on that and be hanging out of a window or whatever. And when I was there, it was I couldn't take any pictures because it was all school kids, but they were having so much fun with this exhibition, throwing each other out of windows and things. It looked incredible.
Nice.
So it is well worth a visit. I'm going to take my youngest there because I think he'll be fascinated by it. And all of his exhibition, well, as soon as you walk in, there's an exhibition of clouds. You know what Amos Rex is like. It's very dark in there if they need it to be, very atmospheric. But these clouds are the only thing lighting this entire big first space there. And they're in glass cabinets and it looks amazing. This is one of the best exhibitions I've seen at Amos Rex, and I've seen a lot there since it opened. But this one was absolutely brilliant. And it runs until the 6th of March, so people have got plenty of time to get there as well.
Amos Rex, you go early because as the exhibition starts running out of time, then the queues get longer and longer.
Yeah, well, it was packed when I went there because I went on one of the first days of the exhibition, and it's very much a school-friendly exhibition, so I think there's going to be a lot of school visits to that one.
Okay, so then go, if you don't want to be inundated with school kids, go on the weekend. All right, next up.
Just across the road, I went to Chiasma, and there's 2 new exhibitions there. One very new, one not quite so new. On the very top floor, where there's the huge open space, there's an exhibition by a UK artist called Sarah Lucas, and it's called Naked Eye. I would say it's filled with weird bronze sculptures and photos and some other weird stuff. It's worth a look. It's one of those very modern art things that you look at and think, I could do that, but then you probably couldn't.
Yep, know the feeling.
Fascinating stuff. I stood by one exhibit there for about 15 minutes trying to work out what it was.
Do you have an answer?
I don't want to let it go. I'd like people who listen to tell me which one they think it was.
Okay, challenge accepted.
So that's on the top floor. That runs until the 8th of March. And then on the second floor is Essi Kuokkanen, and it's called Holding a Cloud. There's some amazing paintings and sketches in that one.
Cool.
That's what I would call art in a traditional sense. There were some amazing pictures and really, really good stuff to look through in there. And there was this young girl with her mum just in front of me. She must have been 5 or 6, and she was fascinated. I was enjoying her reaction as much as I was enjoying the art itself. I think sometimes it helps to have people around who are so young and naive and open to all this experience.
Yeah.
So yes, that's Essi Kuokkanen, and that one's open until the 22nd of February. So no rush to get to Chiasma. There is one other exhibition, but that one's going to finish in January, and I've seen that a couple of times before, and I think talked about it on the pod before. And then I was still in need of some extra art, but have run out of stuff right in the centre. I completely forgot Ham was there. I'll do that another time. But I jumped on a bus and went out to the Diedrichsen Museum.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which is one of my favourite museums. I think if I had to pick one museum I would see every exhibition at if I got the chance, it would be that one. And they have an exhibition by Andre Hartikainen, and it's called Grain. He mainly works with wood and their natural sculptures, and some glasswork as well. So in the main part of the exhibition, it's all the wood, and in the part where there's the sitting room and the lounge area is where all the glasswork is. Really fascinating ideas with wood. I'll definitely put at least one picture of his exhibition up here. And obviously the reason it's called Grain is because of the way he makes his artwork with the wood.
Okay, cool. When's that one running until?
That one runs until the 25th of January, so a bit less time, but still a couple of months to go.
Yeah, sometime still.
Yeah, so that's what I've been up to. But one more thing I wanted to say, because I feel this is very relevant to the podcast. Finland's abysmal performance in the football, losing 1-0 at home to Malta.
We lost, did we? You know how I am with ball sports.
I know, but I just wanted to mention it because, honestly, the performance against Malta in the 20 years I've lived in Finland, in the appalling results I've seen, is probably the worst home game I've ever watched in my life. I remember the great 3-3 draw at home against Germany, and I was there when Finland qualified for the Euros, the only time they've qualified for a major competition, and this was probably the lowest low.
Oh no. The only reason I know that there was even a game is because the HSL app sent me a message that the trains would be running late that night. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have known there was anything exciting happening with football.
Well, I think that was probably for the other game because Teemu Pukki said goodbye to the Finnish national team, and of course he's a legend.
I know his name.
That proves he's a legend if you've heard of him.
He's a legend, absolutely.
But he said goodbye to the game in a 3-0 home win against somebody who was, I can't remember who it was against, somebody rubbish anyway. He scored in the game. If that was going to be the last goal of my professional career, I'd be embarrassed. He fell over his own feet and sort of shouldered it in the goal. But all the great moments he's had for Finland, that was probably the least special one of them.
Okay. I don't know. But I saw he had his kids on the pitch with him, so that's quite nice.
Yeah, well, it's the end of an era, but hopefully the beginning of a better one because things have gone very stale for the Finnish football team.
Let's see.
So, more positive things. You wanted to look at Christmas.
Absolutely. Christmas markets. So last weekend, the Christmas street opened. Alexander Gadol. The lights have been turned on and they'll be on until early January.
It should be the 6th of January because that's the 12th day of Christmas.
It should be, but then we have Lux in there as well. So, and Lux goes until the 11th of January. So let's see what's going on with that. Anyway, enough about lights. Let's talk about Christmas markets. So,
hang on. The one thing I need to say did you go down there for the lights being switched on?
I did not. I was otherwise occupied.
Because what I've heard is the Christmas window at Stockman's this year is a Moomins theme.
It is. I've seen that. It's actually really nice. We've got Moomins skating on the ice, and there's a really nice. I think it's the same voice that narrates all the Moomins stories. So this very nice, baritone is telling the Moomin story. Christmas markets. The big one is in Senate Square, opens on Friday, the 28th, and will go until the 22nd of December. And this is the market where we've got local artisans, local vendors, Father Christmas, food. Last year there was a huge controversy over the porridge, so rice porridge being served, which is like a traditional Christmas porridge, and then there were people doing all sorts of weird and wonderful things with the porridge, and so there was porridge wars last year. So let's see what happens this year, but let's not get too much into that because we are planning a visit. We just have to work our calendars properly. So that's Senate Square. Havasamanda, there will be it's the Manta Christmas market, and that opens up on the 5th of December and goes actually until the 6th. So it goes over the Christmas period. So they put up the same sort of little booths that are in Senate Square, they build around Havasamanda. Then Taurastama, or the slaughterhouse meat district, however you want to call it, will be the weekend of the 20th, 21st of December. And the market quarter this year, they're doing something really interesting. At the same time as the Christmas market, they're having artwork in the windows. So that will also open this Friday. That will be very interesting to see what there is. At the moment, all I have is contemporary art in the windows of Torikotteli, or window market quarter. So let's see what's happening.
I've been sent an extensive email about that, actually. So I've got much more information, but it's buried deep in my emails, so I won't be going through that. But it does look like well worth checking out.
St. Nicholas Christmas Market. This is a one-day market. Most of the markets go for a little bit longer. One day, St. Nicholas. This is the market that if you are looking for British Christmas delicacies, crackers, etc., this is the market to go to for those.
However, I advise everybody to get there late because if I don't get my crackers, I'll be really pissed off this year.
But that's this Saturday, the 29th, coming up. There's a market around the Three Smiths. I couldn't find any information. So maybe they're not doing it this year, but they've always had this sort of food it's more a food market than anything else around the Three Smiths. But that runs all of December, so we'll have time to talk about that. And I think that's it for Christmas markets. I don't have anything else to add. Oh, we closed the Mökki. Mökki is all closed up. No more Mökki this year. So it was very slushy and it wasn't very nice driving with the trailer, and the trailer was sort of like, is the trailer going to stay on the road? But trailer stayed on the road, boat stayed on the trailer. Mökki is closed.
Well, I don't have anything else to add. We'll be back next time, but not with Kulosaari, with Eera.
Eera, yes. All right. Let's chat then.
Yes, thanks, Eva.
Thanks, Dan.